You're crazy. Happy Monday to you as well. Good to be here. What's going on, everybody? Eric Gordon over Smith Jr. tonight. Whew. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. I monkeyed with the microphone settings a little bit, so this is the first test of it all. I guess on Gordon. What's going on, everybody? Awesome. Good to know. Just trying to update for this Cantor news. Yeah, I like Joe Harris tonight. No interest in Lance. Oladipo's in. At this point, I don't know what the hell to do. F. Green, he's not somebody that I looked at so far tonight. Thompson and Draymond must picks. For me, Thompson is. Draymond isn't necessarily a must pick, but I like him a lot. Harris or Caspi. For that to be and Caspi. Man, that's tough. I don't know what kind of run Caspi would get in a blowout. I feel like Harris is probably safer. Well, here goes nothing because I'm stumped right now on how to finish off my lineup. Yeah, Black's been getting a lot of chatter today, and I don't really get it. I understand that Nene is out, but I mean, he needs to play like 20-something minutes. You're betting on a very specific outcome if you like that. Lillard and Nurkic. Lillard I like a lot. I expect to lock him in right now, but I need to rebuild again. Shocking. I can't imagine getting on Capella. Just his minutes just scare the shit out of me. Oh, I'm not picking any of those particular lineups. Depends on how many Brooklyn players you're trying to stack. Nene is out. Lillard over Paul. So Chris Paul is the only one that I'm scared about in this Rockets game. Because I can really see a situation where he plays like 24 minutes and the Rockets are up 30. Whereas like Harden plays in blowouts. I guess. I mean, that's it's more of a GPP thing for me. Sean Livingston, yes. I like Sean Livingston a lot tonight. Love or DeAndre? Probably DeAndre, but I wouldn't be confident about it. Let's see what we can get built here. Ben Simmons is playing. Thoughts? Yeah, he's good at basketball. I haven't looked at him at all for rostering him tonight. I want to see just. I don't really like rostering people coming back off of an injury. Just because I only play one lineup, it's just added risk to me. You know, if his salary had dropped dramatically or something, that's one thing, but nothing's really changed. He only missed one game, so just want to make sure he feels okay. And I don't really love it for him. All right, so let's get to building here. Marcus Morris on FanDuel. Boo. It's okay. Sorry, burped. Ooh, rough. Had some it's like chicken enchilada soup or something today. It just tasted like cream of chicken. I haven't looked at Drummond at all today. Jordan over Nurkic. Oladipo over McCollum. But I am nervous about that. Now Bojan is okay-ish. Okay. So I think Sean Livingston is my first lock. 3,000 is just... I don't like anything at point guard tonight. I sat and looked at this for like an hour today. And the only people that I convinced myself I liked at point guard, ignoring Sean Livingston, were Lillard, Paul, Lillard, and Lonzo. And with Paul, I just don't think that I could pull the trigger in cash. I'm just nervous about it. I mean, he could easily put up 50 points in 27 minutes or something. But I like Lillard a little bit more at that same price. I think the game fits him a little bit better. And I don't really see much risk of, you know, like the line's 1 right now. In MSG, I feel like that just fits Dame. Blowout factor in New York? I mean, the game's a pick, essentially. If you're concerned with a blowout there, you should not be playing daily fantasy, because then every game's a blowout. If you mean New York like Brooklyn, yes, I'm more concerned with a Rockets blowout. Collison and GPP, yeah. McConnell at point guard, no. Not with Simmons back. So let's lock Sean Livingston to start and see where we head from there. I don't think there's any way to get away from Trevor Booker. So answering that question of which two Brooklyn guys do I like the most, apparently Booker is one. And another part of that is that I don't really love a lot of power forward tonight. I'm hoping to go Booker and Thad, but could step up if I need to. Yeah, you would think Eric Gordon would get some run in a blowout. Caspi's not risky in that he should be owned out the ass tonight. So risk is minimal. Capella or Horford? Probably Capella. There's some crazy upside there tonight. Okay, so if I lock Livingston and I lock Booker, if I were going to do small forward, it would be Caspi, Harris, Covington, LBJ. Let's do Caspi first. Yeah, Simmons is in. I do like Redick tonight, though. I'll end up with I'm expecting I'll end up with one of Joe Harris or LeVert, depending on if I go Harden or Braun. Looks like I'm building this lineup from the bottom up. That's Livingston, Caspi, and Booker locked. I don't see a way that I can go to Chris Paul. So I'm going to exclude him. Ooh, that's a big drop in expected points. Is he that much higher than Lillard for me? Ball or McCollum? Ball. But it depends on what you do with that extra. What would open up with that extra $400? Circling back here, I am making a cash lineup. I play predominantly cash. Okay, so Livingston, Caspi, Booker should all be pretty highly owned. I mean, I could rue saying this, but with the amount of minutes available in Brooklyn, like it really shouldn't matter whether you take LeVert or Harris. Ooh, so that's interesting. Bovada prop lines into my ranking. I would never look at prop lines, so this should be an interesting conversation. And it would take a little bit. I would have to look at it a little bit further, but I would assume that the limits on the Bovada props are crazy low. I mean, if you told me that it was 250, I'd say okay, but I would guess that it's probably lower. I have seen, like with my own two eyes, people who are pretty successful in sports betting move lines of prop bets with next to no money in dramatic fashions. And what that leads me to know is that the prop market is not very efficient, and the lines can be dramatically altered based on action. And they're never going to take a lot of action on that prop line to make it an efficient market. So I'm just as confident with setting my own prop as I would be to use any sort of, Vegas props. But I understand where the value in that could come from, but they're not for me. Right now, Embiid, I don't want to say Embiid is a lock. I just assume that I'll end up with him. I'm not interested in Dennis Smith Jr. or McCaw. Embiid and Simmons, probably not. Yeah, like I said, I understand. In theory, I'm spitting out a projection of, points, rebounds, and assists. I would imagine it's usually pretty close to whatever that prop line is going to be. Yeah, I don't think that I can fade Clay, which reminds me that he should be locked right now. So if I lock Clay, that means I know that I need to get rid of Draymond. I'm not running 4 Warriors. I agree that DJ's a good bet versus the Lakers. Love and Draymond. So it would be... I hope my memory is working here. That means it would be Draymond and CJ, or Lonzo and Love. I would rather have Lonzo and Love than Draymond and CJ. But it's close. Which centers am I feeling tonight? Embiid, Love, DeAndre, Capella if you got the stones for it. I don't think I do. Why is Cantor still showing up there? My third lineup looks fire. Yeah, there's a pretty decent chance it's something in that area. I don't really like Sarge tonight. Love, Covington, Fournier, Braun, Booker, Joe Harris. Braun, Booker, Joe Harris. He should. I can't wrap my head around Chris Paul tonight. It's just weird. He should do really, really well. But he's the first guy that's not going to be out on the court if this is a blowout. Harris or Caspi for FanDuel? You guys, Harris, I guess. Which one's cheaper? 41. Caspi then for the extra $100. Kyrie is okay tonight. I took a look at him earlier. I just never landed on him. I won't have Draymond tonight. I'm going with Clay, and I'll already have Livingston and Caspi for the value. So that update right there. What makes me nervous about Capella is the fact that he doesn't seem to play as much as you would expect someone to play of his talent level. I like Vonleh if we get like defensive plus minus stats. I don't think Porzingis is terribly risky, but I won't have him. Thad and Booker. Booker for sure. Thad, we'll see. Yeah, so here's my concern with Capella. I'm not doubting his upside tonight, but like 17 minutes, 21 minutes. I mean, let me just open that all the way up. Let's take the filter off. 17 minutes, 21 minutes, 22 minutes, 22 minutes. I agree that he should play. But he's like the one guy that has variability for that team. Would it really shock you if... Because it's not as if the Nets have good centers. Would it really shock you if they were rolling out like Harden... either Paul or Gordon, Harden, Ariza, Tucker, and Mbah Moute, and they just let Tucker play the 5 against the shitty Nets? Because that wouldn't shock me. Like, they might just go small, and Capella plays 20 minutes. And who knows? I think that Dinwiddie is too expensive. So Livingston, Clay, Caspi, Booker, locked. Where does that lead me? What's the next lock? This I like a lot right now. No, I haven't decided on Harden over Braun yet. Even if it's a blowout, it seems like Harden's gonna play. That's why I feel pretty good. I haven't looked at Barnes or Tobias Harris tonight. I don't normally, and for Avery Bradley or anybody we name, I don't ever really look at that revenge stuff. It didn't even cross my mind that I just punted one of my lights, that Avery Bradley was playing the Celtics. I don't really need Livingston to get all that many minutes over 20. He's 3,000 in salary, so anything he plays over 20 minutes is just a bonus. Thoughts on Reggie Jackson? Since that's the second time, I'll actually take a look at him. I don't remember liking him earlier. Yeah, I mean, I get why you would stack Blake and DJ. It's not a direction I'm going, but I don't hate it. I didn't like Elfrid Payton when I looked at him earlier today. Spates I certainly didn't look at. There's no way I'm going to like this. All right, so we're talking Reggie Jackson. Needs 28 to hit 5x. Plays to his strengths a little bit. Doing. What's the upside in Reggie Jackson tonight? The matchup looks kind of good, but I mean, you're really flying in the face of it if you want that. Detroit's got the 15th of 16 implied totals. I'll pass on Reggie Jackson. Yeah, Oladipo's fine. I just, not for me. Why is Joe Harris a lock tonight? You should play 30 plus minutes. Gordon, Lee, Clarkson. Gordon. All right, let's change this. Lillard, Livingston, Harden, Thompson. Harris, Booker, Thad. Let's look at Portland and see if they really should be a good defense. To 104, hoping we break a record tonight, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Any players that are currently listed as not playing tonight you could consider. Either I'm reading that sentence wrong or you're asking me if I should roster anybody that's injured. So I'm going to go with no. There aren't any players listed as not playing that I would consider. People that are saying that Lou Williams is a great pick tonight are not smart. I think. I don't like his price. So on defense, Blazers give up a very high amount of shots at the rim, but they are limiting threes. They're going to regress a little bit because of the shooting percentages on threes. 33.7% is really, really low. And most teams don't really control the rate at which threes go in. They more control the frequency. So I expect the Blazers defense to regress pretty aggressively. Yeah, Quinn's fine. I think Jarrett Jack's fine in the GPP. This I agree with. Please take Reggie Jackson and Lou Williams. Okay, it's time to focus. So am I crazy for fading Braun? Am I crazy for only having one bullet in the Sixers-Cavs game? If I fade Harden, where do I go? So let's say I lock LeBron. That means I need to find a power forward that I like. So let's play this game to start. Thad Young is the only one that I actually like. Can't go to any of the Lakers dudes. You'd probably talk me into like Mbah Moute. But let's say Thad Young. So if I lock Thad, nothing will happen. Okay, so if I lock Thad, that leaves me Embiid, leaves me center, shooting guard, point guard. I'm not gonna take Ish Smith or Corey Joseph. Man, I would have to go down. How far down off of Capella would I have to go to not take a shitty Ish Smith? Lock. Lonzo. And Harden. Who's my center? Defensive Kyle O'Quinn. Shit, 4,800. Ooh. Black for GPP. Like that I understand, but at the rate that people are talking about Black tonight, I feel like his ownership is going to be out the ass, and then he's a terrible GPP play. I can't figure out the Tarek Black stuff tonight. I don't see how he gets that many minutes. And I understand that Nene is out. Okay, so the dream of taking... I don't like any other point guards, right? That's the lowest I can go there. So I can't lock Harden and Braun. That'll be tricky. So then... yeah, I'm just, you know, I've got a Harden lineup in right now. This is just for balance sake. It's always good to take a couple looks in different directions. So let's just say I lock Lonzo. That would give me LeVert, Embiid. Oh, that would have been nice. How many? What am I short? 9,000. Got 1,600 extra. I'm short $200. Damn you, Dad. Oop, lost my chat. You would think. What's up, Kevin? I don't know. Yeah, let me finish building it. Yes, I am. Well, okay, so I'm not fading Draymond as I am ending up with 3 guys before him. It's not an active like fade. I'm not against Draymond. I'm just much more pro Livingston, Clay, and Caspi. How is Harden better than LeBron? That's a good question. I don't know, actually. It just seems to build that way for me. He might not be. I'm about to find out. Awesome, Rob. Glad to have you. As long as no ridiculous news comes out in the next 28 minutes, this might be the tamest version of this live feed that I've done. Ooh, Bluetooth headphones, $150. Hope everybody got their Cyber Monday shopping done. I don't necessarily agree that Harden has a better opportunity to kill it. Brooklyn good at defending the threes. No. They're really, really good at defending the threes. They actually give up threes. They give up the ability to shoot threes. 14% less than league average. They're second in three-pointer rate. Griffin's fine. It's just not where I'm at tonight. There's no way I'm taking Pachulia at center. How do the Rockets not blow out Brooklyn? If they do, I think James Harden probably still plays 34 minutes. That's the weird part of it all. If he's going to play regardless, then I assume that a blowout benefits him. Let's look at it. Because that's really the conversation we're having. How has he done in blowouts? Well, you did shit. Okay, so like this is what's interesting. They beat Denver by 30. He still played 30 minutes. He had 7 turnovers. He had a terrible game, but like they still he got the time. It's hard to take the Phoenix result seriously because it's Phoenix, but you know, that's another blowout where he got 34 minutes. They blew out Indy, still got 33 minutes. He got 35 minutes against Utah and put up a absolutely insane line, 76 fantasy points. I mean, he hasn't played less than 30 minutes all year. So even if they send out an ass beating, I feel like he's still on the floor. At least that's the hope. But I could also end up on Braun in the next 20 minutes. Who knows? Going Simmons to whoa, too much more, too many things are going by. Yeah, I'd rather have LeBron, Livingston, and DeAndre than Simmons, Depot, and Caspi. But if it's a GPP, that's probably a decent GPP base. 30 minutes enough to multiply by 5. Multiply, I don't know what that means. Okay, no new news. It might be. Yeah, like I like LeBron a lot. I just don't know if I get to a lineup I like as much as the lineup I have with Harden. Look, I like Capella. Let's pull it up. So let's look at the breakdown. That way, I can actually put like my last set of eyes on it. Has the audio been good? Just to double check. I know I had that issue with like popping in and out in today's video. Just want to make sure it's still sounding good after talking for the past half hour. Nah. Already there. All right, so Capella. From an offensive standpoint, he's going to do everything at the rim. 87% of his shots. Thanks, guys, for letting me know on the sound. Brooklyn is league average at letting guys get to the rim, so, you know, that's fine. Them stopping threes is not relevant to Capella. He needs 36.5 to hit 5x. Which he's done twice in his last 5. And he's been over 30 in most. How is he when it comes to fouls? All right, so he's average-ish at fouls. How's Brooklyn drawing fouls? Brooklyn's actually 8th in the league at free throw rate. That's interesting. I wanted to see something ridiculous there. All right, let's get weird. Let's say I drop to Capella. What did Roto Grinders say about Capella tonight? How chalky is he going to be? Oh, and it's from Notorious. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Capella as an elite play. Okay. So, let's eat the chalk. Let's see what happens. There's no realistic way for me to get Harden and Braun together without taking a major haircut somewhere else. I haven't really looked at Miles Turner tonight. So to get Harden and Braun, yeah, you have to be a premium user to use the optimizer for Cruncher. I just don't really like the Spurs, and that's a shit game. 12th in implied points. Just better spots out there. I don't know how much Noah's going to play, nor how you can rely on him. He shouldn't take too many minutes from O'Quinn. It's not like O'Quinn plays huge minutes. He's probably still going to play like 22. Yeah, I think Joe Harris is a really good value. 18 minutes, folks. Let's find a power forward that I don't hate for too much money. I can't even do that, can I? 1,000. No, I can't even do that. There is no way for me to get Harden and Braun with what I have on here right now. I'd have to step down even further than Capella. Thanks for joining us, David. In a perfect world, I just drop down to Kyle O'Quinn. But I don't think I can do that. So now it becomes the question of Harden or Braun, which I think is going to be the question that matters the most for all this shit, because I fully expect Livingston, Thompson, Caspi, and Booker to have ginormous ownership, along with one of the, Harris and LeVert. So I'm going to take one last look at LeBron. Yeah, I won't be going Harden and Capella. If I have Harden, I'll have Embiid. Probably not. I don't like balancing two separate lineups. I don't want to cheer against myself, but also cheer for myself. All right. So defensively, Philly isn't really anything interesting. Limit shots at the rim a little bit. Another part of my thinking is that, I don't... All right, so, Daniel, this is going to play right into what you're saying. I like Embiid, I like LeBron, and I like James Harden. I don't think that I'm in some sort of rarefied air for that opinion. But if I'm going to go with Embiid, I feel like by hitching my wagon to Embiid, I have to go... I shouldn't go LeBron, because they counteract each other. And it makes it a more diversified play if I have Harden. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's pretty much me. Depending on how good I feel, roughly 100 a night. I've been a little lower lately just because I've had a rough start to the season, to be perfectly honest. But I'm very happy to be doing what I'm doing. This is fun. It's tricky, guys. DFS is not easy. I would rather have LeBron, Harden, Clay, and value picks. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, there must be a ton of people in here right now. These chats are flying in. Yeah, 120. Good value point guard. Sean Livingston, I guess. I have a feeling that's not really what you're looking for. I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe I'm not going to sneeze. I can't take Zebo. I don't care. I just can't. Oh, just punted one of my lights again. All right, I've got 13 minutes and now it's the time to focus. Let's figure this out once and for all. I just can't get away from Thad, and I think that might end up being my problem, but that's... I want a part of that game. And I don't know where else to go at power forward. Yeah, for me to fit LeBron in, I don't get there with a lineup that I like, and I don't see the spot to drop off of. The value is in weird spots. And every time I do this, I'm $200 shy of what I want. I'd rather have Love or DeAndre than Vooch. And they're both cheaper. Ron, Capella, Thad. So, like, I can. But I need to give myself, like, I need to give a haircut somewhere. Because I'm not taking Tim Hardaway Jr. So I've got 6,700 left to take a shooting guard. We'll see where we land here. The only guy that I would want to take out of, like, I could see Redick. The only guy I'd really want to take out of that is LeVert. And if I take LeVert, I've got 2,200 to play with here. So let's say that I do have 2,200 to play with. 2,200 lets me go to 200 short of Embiid. Surprise, surprise. If I go up 22 from Thad, that takes me to 84. So the best I could do is Aldridge. I'm not taking Draymond to give me a fourth Warrior. Holy balls. Things are rolling here. Yeah, I just don't like Zach Randolph. It's more irrational than anything else. Yeah, like, Nance being back sort of screws up the Lakers stuff. I do like Brandon Ingram tonight, if that helps. You know, he's just not an option because of the way value popped up. There's a lot of it in places that I wouldn't normally go. Like, I'd rather have Caspi, Joe Harris, Brandon Ingram, Covington, or LeBron before I would get to Bojan. But even if I were going to go to Bojan at 46, I would drop down to Harris or Caspi and try to figure out what I can do with that savings. I like LeVert a lot. The problem is here's what you're not catching. I've got $2,200 in salary left on this lineup. I like it too on paper, but where do I move? One of those spots has to be a move spot. It's not going to be Sean Livingston or Caspi, I don't think, or Clay. So there's no, like, middle ground for it. I can't get from Capella to Embiid because I'm $200 short. And to go from Thad to Aldridge, like that doesn't interest me. I like my other lineup more than that. Or I can go, what's that, 22? Booker up to 6,000. But then I'm not getting anything I like there. So then, obviously, I'm not moving off of Braun. Caspi up to 6,000. So if I go 4 to 6, see, I'm right there. I'll be 300 short of Brandon Ingram, and I don't want Damari Carroll or never Google any of those guys. I'm not coming off of Clay, so then I can go off of LeVert, 4,500 up to 67. I don't want Hardaway or KCP, Smart, Rivers. I don't want any of that. I don't have anywhere else to go at point guard because I'm not going to leave Clay, or I'm not going to leave Sean Livingston and go up to 5,500 at point guard. Is what? Just other shitty guys. Just a no man's land. I think I'm rolling with what I've got in there now. I'm going to rebuild it and see if I land on it and still like it. Ooh. Oh, gay. I was like, I'm pretty sure that Gobert not only doesn't play today, but isn't healthy in general. That doesn't really move anything for me. The Spurs will just put some other small forward, power forward asshole out there and it'll be amazing. Goddamn Pop's a wizard. I just realized I never tweeted this out. No wonder nobody's here. Get somebody to come in for the last 5 minutes. It's not even the right link. That says Saturday. Fading. I didn't realize I only had 6 minutes left. It's a fun lock, though. I'm going to get my head-to-heads in now before I forget to do it. Alright, so that's my optimal right now. Let's set that advanced option to 3 just in case. Man, those are some diverse lineups. Does that have everybody? It does. So I want Livingston for sure. Caspi for sure. Booker for sure. Damari Carroll out? Jesus. That's great news. Okay, so this will be an interesting talking point for the next 4 minutes, because I don't think it's going to change anything that I'm doing. I like the lineup that I have in. I'm going Lillard, Livingston, Harden, Thompson, Caspi, Harris, Thad Young, Booker, and Embiid. My thoughts on Carroll being out. This feels similar in stature to the night that Porzingis and Cantor were both out, and people were liking guys on the Knicks, and I said, don't take the Knicks. They're shit, and they're going to get their ass beat. You shouldn't be taking guys in that scenario. This one's a little different because the Rockets were already going to beat their ass, and the total is like 20 points higher than that Knicks game. So there's a lot more implied points to be had out there. I just said had really weird. Like the way Stewie says whip. Weird. So if I do that and lock Dame, Harden again, and then I lock Clay, which is natural, and then I've got Harden, Joe Harris, Thad Young, Embiid. I'm 5 points off my optimal. I feel like that. Yeah, that's where I'm going, guys. I'm holding true here. I'm holding to the lineup that I entered like 20 minutes ago. No scrambles here. I'm going to pray that Harden goes ham, and I'm going to pray that, you know, LeBron's got the sniffles or something. I don't know. Feeling pretty good about tonight, guys. I have a feeling that tomorrow morning when I do my recap video, I don't know, I'll probably have a conversation like, did you see Thad Young's ownership was 1% and I'm an asshole? Something along those lines. No multipliers left. Any interesting tournaments? Nope. No overlay. This junk is gonna fill. Harris or Caspi? Probably Harris now. Kinda has to play by default. That's it. I think I'm gonna get this in. Certainly gonna try though. I'm moving too slow. What's the cap? 25. It better gave me the other 5. Alrighty, guys. That's lock. We made it. I didn't think we were gonna make it. Thad Young, 6.7. Embiid, 54%. I would have liked Thad to be a little bit higher. But Trevor Booker is going to be owned insane. I don't see another guy outside of Draymond that's going to be like obvious chalk at power forward. I think that's just going to be sprinkled across most of it. I mean, Booker's going to be owned like crazy. And Draymond should be, I would imagine, just because of everything that's happening. But power forward might be a spread. I'm going to make sure I take a look at that. Embiid at 50%. I'm happy because of playing cash, but at the same time, it makes me wish I had Capella. There's that. I just got to cheer against LeBron, basically. What's his ownership? He's got to be owned out the ass. Covington. Ooh. Okay. For those of you that are still on, I think that this is going to be a really interesting number because I liked Covington a lot tonight, and he wasn't there. But LeBron at 52%. Aaron Gordon 3.9. See, like, some of these power forwards are going to be sneaky good plays in GPPs. Aaron Gordon at 3.9 is nuts. Oladipo at 12% is great. Man, you could really... Stacking that Orlando-Indiana game might win a GPP. If you have some combo... Include Covington in that. Some combo of, like, Oladipo, Aaron Gordon, Covington... I mean, Thad Young has the ability to go off, and then you have, you know, bigger dudes like Harden, Lillard. You know, if you wanted to go Capella, that's a really interesting GPP lineup. I need to fight through LeBron chalk, which is never a feeling you want. I like that Jonathan Simmons play. I actually like they moved Ross to the bench, right? I feel like he's going to be in a good spot to have a really good fantasy day because he should feast on second units. I can't believe in a game where the Cavs are underdogs and LeBron is an amazing play and 50% owned in my double up, I faded LeBron. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to only need to focus on that. Because if LeBron goes for 70, I'm going to have a hard time digging out of that hole. I don't like him in the starting lineup either. I do like him at 5% in a GPP. Should put my league pass on, watch that damn Sixers game. There's a live feed, but I get booted off of YouTube. Although I think I could do that on Twitch, but I don't understand the logistics of it all. All right, guys, that is it for me. I have not eaten any dinner yet. I have barely seen my wife. The first thing that I just said is more important than the second. Good luck tonight, guys. That was fun. I'm gonna do a recap video in the morning. I'll have a breakdown in the morning as well. Might have to record that tonight, now that I think about it. What's the schedule look like tomorrow? Forgot I had water. And how about the Grizzlies firing Fizz? Didn't see that one coming, but you can't be benching Marc Gasol. You're going to lose. All right, tomorrow... Okay, 5 games. I should be able to do a recap and 5 games in the morning, as long as I minimize my rambling. Those are all pretty good games. Miami, Cleveland's interesting. Ooh, Chicago, Phoenix. I won't watch that. Oh, there, that's the game to stack right there. Washington, Minnesota. All right, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy. Best of luck to those that don't have LeBron. I can't really cheer for you if you have LeBron tonight. I apologize, guys. But I'm pulling for you guys on normal nights. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.